You might have thought that this wasn't an exciting park management guide, but I think you could be wrong. I think Frontier snuck in the very first look at a huge buildable map. Hello everyone and welcome to the analysis of the third park management guide for Jurassic World Evolution 2. And I have two words for you: map and decorations. That's three words. Scratch that. Map, decorations. That's what I meant. Which is weird because the park management guide was actually about park teams, namely the ranger team, capture team, and medical team. In terms of information though, not much new exciting news was revealed in that regard. Although it is nice to know that ranger teams can be assigned to ranger posts to perform checks automatically, and if during their check they see a feeder needs to be refilled, they just go ahead and do that, like the good chaps that they are. It is also good that we can assign a helicopter team to the ranger post as well, so that they dispatch to accompany the ranger jeep every single time it goes out to refill feeders and check on the dinosaurs, and the helicopter team just tags along and preemptively tranquilizes dinosaurs so that the rangers can safely do their work. Safety matters, folks, even at Jurassic World. Surprising. I know. Dinosaurs wake up from tranquilization on their own after a while in this sequel, so we won't have the same issue that we have in the current game where we actually have to pick them up and put them back down to wake them up, which is also how I need to be woken up in the morning. It's pretty cool teamwork between the rangers and the helicopters. Unfortunately, this does mean that the tasks are very segmented between the teams. The rangers can only use binoculars for status checks and flares to have a rave, I suppose, for something. And other than that, they refill feeders and fix broken fences and buildings. They cannot medicate or tranquilize. That is up to the MVU and the helicopter crew respectively. It makes sense, but I can also imagine that it might be a bit of a hassle sometimes that you have to switch to a completely different team to perform a simple task that in Jurassic World Evolution 1, the Ranger Jeep could just perform. But the park team isn't really what I want to talk about. Remember? Map, decorations. Those are the key words for me. The decorations we are seeing are planters and like an abstract art sculpture modeled after the door of the visitor center, lights, flags, and tables with parasols either open or closed. We also see a lot of rocks in this park management guide, and we love rocks, so we love to see it. Overall, it wasn't a very thrilling park management guide. You'd think. And I think you're wrong. I've seen people expressing concern about map sizes, not just today, but basically whenever Frontier shows anything. People are looking at the maps and are like, that looks pretty small to me. Frontier told us that the maps would be bigger so we could build our dream parks, but they haven't shown us yet. Until today. I'm pretty sure they snuck us a preview of a huge map and it completely flew under everyone's radar. Before I show you, let me take you on a brief journey back to last Friday where Frontier played a campaign mission. During the mission, they have to drive a very long way to track down an Allosaurus. It is far removed from the base, but when they go to build an exhibit for it, you can see that there's actually a border to the buildable area, a border that we previously passed with the Jeep. So what that means is that the map itself is very stretched out. It's pretty big, it's just thin. However, not all of that space is available for building yet. Now it's kind of weird. Why isn't it available for building? Why wouldn't they let us build on the entire map? They created it, they spent time perfecting it, making it look good. Why would they limit us to a small section? That feels very manufactured, feels kind of mean, honestly. And also for themselves, it just feels really inefficient that they really go through all that work designing a map just for that one Allosaurus mission and then just cut us off at this point and like, whoa, no further. You can build until here and no further. The rest of the map is completely useless from here on out. I don't think that's the case. I think the space is limited to engineer an extra challenge during campaign, but in Sandbox, the entire map will be available to play in. And in challenge mode, it might be that some difficulty levels give you 50% of the map, others 80%, others 100%, just to give some theoretical examples. The point is, I think the border can be moved depending on the mode you are in or the kind of mission you're doing at the moment, how far along you are within the challenge mode, if you've unlocked something, that sort of thing. With that theory in the back of our heads, let's look at the map they showed us during today's park management guide, which is a gorgeous environment, by the way. Upon looking at this map, everyone assumes this is the maximum buildable area, and everybody loses their minds! I think this forested section, either entirely or at least largely, is the expanded buildable area that we get access to in Sandbox, or maybe even further along in the game mode that they are showing in this park management guide. Because I don't think the park they showcased in this video is part of the campaign, because they previously said that you wouldn't really be building theme parks in campaign, but facilities instead, and this very much looks like a theme park. So I'd reckon this is either challenge mode or it's actually already Sandbox. I'm assuming it's not Chaos Theory mode just because I don't really see how this ties into the movies. The reason I think this map is expandable with that forested section is because frankly it just really stood out to me. This flat, forested valley between the sloping hills. It really caught my eye, especially with how this shot shows the environment. I think it's a hidden Easter egg, or maybe Easter egg is not the right word for it, but I think it's a hidden gem. Because this shot isn't doing much else of interest. In fact, it's doing absolutely nothing. They already did an aerial overview shot of the park at the start, and we get another look at this section in particular with the lagoon in another shot that actually showcases what this video is supposed to be about, namely one of the teams. Meaning this shot, which showcases that section I'm talking about, is actually from the park management guide standpoint, complete filler. It's completely useless. Or is it? And as you'll note in this shot is that the surrounding area on the other side is very grassy. It's not forested like that valley section, it just has a couple of patches of trees. They could have done the same thing on the other side, just have the grassy emptiness. Instead they chose for this forested area, which again, like I said, just really stands out. Furthermore, as we can see and as we remember from the maps of Jurassic World Evolution 1, the sections of the park connect with these narrow strips. That's something we know that they are fond of and will be doing again, as we can see in this map overview from the new game. Well, this big forested valley also neatly connects to what we know is the buildable map. It tapers to a point and attaches to this section of the park, which would theoretically give us access to that larger area. Is any of this hard evidence? No, of course not. But we know there will be bigger maps, they said so. And we know that the maps are actually bigger than the buildable areas that we've seen unlocked so far. So I think that's what's going on here. I think the buildable area is expandable and a lot bigger than we are led to believe, a lot bigger than we've seen them use so far. Let me know in a comment down below what you think. Is this part of the buildable area that we can unlock? Share your thoughts and hit the thumbs up on the way down if you enjoyed this video. This video is late, by the way, because it is my mom's birthday today, and in the Netherlands it is custom not to just congratulate the person whose birthday it is, but actually also congratulate their family members. I don't know why, we just do. It's actually very awkward, but we have the best intentions. So people would say, gefeliciteerd met je moeder, which means congrats with your mom. Which again is very weird, but hey, we like weird. So type gefeliciteerd met je moeder in the comment section and join this weird Dutch tradition. For more weirdness, but also Jurassic World Evolution 2 news, as well as park building tips and tricks for the first game and for the sequel come November 9th, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the anticipation.